always an event that we look forward to. The downtown coaches do a lot of great things for the community, so it's always good to support, especially for kids. We've always been involved, Nick's Kids has always been involved with the downtown coaches and projects to help young people, so we're always excited to be involved here. So, but from a football standpoint, obviously we have a bye week this week, and I just walked through today, kind of watched the film, and practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and hopefully get some guys healed up and recovered, and spend some time working on things that we're going to see in these last 4 games that we haven't been exposed to. So that's kind of the goal. We've got a lot of individual players that we want to try to help improve, during this time, and that'll be the focus of what we do for 3 days.
Schematically, how much can you add during the bye week, or is it more just about correcting what you already have?
I think it's about correcting. I think it's about doing quality control on what you've done. See if there's some tendency or something that you would add or subtract that would create more balance, in what you do, so that you're not giving your opponent some tell on what you're doing. So it's a lot about self-analysis and how can you implement that in a more positive way.
During the game on Saturday, there was a play where Roy Bell took a elbow to the head as he was tackled. No flag was called. Was the SEC give you guys an explanation as to why that wasn't called?
I had talked to the SEC about it. Basically, the protocol for what we do is, and this is to help officials, right? It's not to complain. Is okay. Here's some things that we just want an explanation of why it was called, why it wasn't called. And they do a pretty good job. They review the film. They give you a written explanation of why it was called, why it wasn't called, and and we'll get that on that play just like other plays in the game.
Coach, how big is, you talk about an off week, how big is that off week coming in, resting your guys? I know Jalen was saying to us, thank goodness it's here, but for this team, is it much needed at this time?
Yeah, but I think you want to keep the right mindset during a bye week. Psychologically, you don't have to focus on a particular game. But I do think you need to focus on what do we need to improve. This is not a time to get relief syndrome, like, okay, I'm just going to go mess around and try to get better at the things I need to get better at. I'm going to try to improve fundamentally the best I can. And physically, we do an analysis of, okay, what do we do workload-wise this week compared to other weeks? It's 43%. We would do, if you take from Sunday to Sunday, not playing a game next Saturday, not practicing, today, only practicing 3 days, having 5 days off out of the next, 8. They do 43% of the workload. So that should help guys physically recover. But, there's 2 things to this whole thing, and we do an analysis on all of our players. You get psychologically tired, and you think, now you get into your feelings about how you feel, or are you actually physically not able to do the things at the same level you were doing them in the summer, in fall camp, earlier in the season? And we only have one player on our team who is down like 2.9%. Everybody else is doing it at least that level. So they may think they're tired, but it's probably more psychological from game plans and the grind of the season than it is actually physical.
Last question. Going off of that, is there a way of gauging that with coaches? I know with players you get catapult and things like that, but is there an analytical way of knowing whether your coaches are at their peak or need a little break too?
I don't know. Is there an analytical way for anybody to know whether I need a break? I mean, we got all these young bucks out there coaching. I know they don't make them like they used to, right? But you ought to be worried about me, not them.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.
You were fast out there on that field, by the way.
That was a good question.
I'm just curious, yeah.
But, I'm pushing the coaches to keep on keeping on so that we can get better, analyzing what their players need to do at their position, individually and collectively as a group. and what we need to do as a team to try to improve as a team. So I don't look at this, you know, it's not nearly as taxing for the coaches in a bye week as it is during the regular week. So there is some psychological relief for everyone.
All right, Coach, appreciate it.
We good? Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.